Cup race. There's no point in beating around.
Did anything interesting happen during this race?
Yeah, Ross Chastain is a fucking genius. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spent the entire year bitching and moaning about this guy.
About to say he's 30.
I tip my hat.
That was, and I am not being hyperbolic,
bonkers.
The greatest thing I have ever seen out of the right corner of my eye in my life.
I'm sitting there, watching this race happen. Christopher Bell wins. Okay. Whatever. They're coming through the turn. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on Denny and Brad. And then I see something along the wall, and I'm like, everybody else is losing their mind. I'm sitting there, I'm like, he just did that. He just did that. I had no reaction to it. I just stood there. I was like, he really did that. And it fucking worked. I said to Mom, I'm like, that worked. He did it, and it worked. Mom's like, he's in? I go, yeah, bro's in. There's these two Ross Chastain fans. We were going at it the whole race. They're cool people. And I was cheering on Denny. They were hating on Denny, cheering on Ross. They are in shambles after this race. They have no clue what happened. They are in shambles. They're like, no, he missed. I walked up to the guy, tapped him on the shoulder. I'm like, Ross rode the wall in turn 4. He made the final 4. He's like, what? I was like, he's in. I pointed up at the screen, and they lost it. So I brought
They
joy.
didn't see it at all.
They had no clue. This girl was in tears.
Oh my God.
She was heartbroken. He was in disbelief. He could not believe Ross missed. And I was Santa Claus in that moment.
That must have been
I was David
wildest.
Pumpkins. I brought them
that must have been the wildest range of emotions in a minute.
He walked up to me a couple minutes later and grabbed my hand and gave me a hug. He's like, thank you. I would have had no idea.
Yeah, you would have.
You eventually would have.
So here's my experience of this event firsthand. It's kind of disappointing. I'll be completely honest. So
everything about you is disappointing, Seth.
Well, I mean, I knew that, but you didn't.
That was mean. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Anyway, now that I found out I'm useless. Here's what's happening. So the end of the race is the race is ending, of course, and Bell is in the lead. I'm sulking because Kyle Larson could have won this race.
Groundbreaking.
And, yeah, that's never happened before. Well, that's never happened at Martinsville. Let's be real.
Honestly, yeah.
But I for the first time ever, I always take a picture of the race-winning car on the cool-down lap. That has been my MO for the past 5-6 years. That has been my MO. For some reason, I decided I was going to take a picture of the car during the last corner. I don't know why. I don't know why. So I take this picture. I make sure it's good for some reason, like I'd have another chance during the race to get it. And I look up and I see a red rocket bolting out of turn 4 on the wall.
Ain't that like a euphemism for a dog dick?
Yes,
he got that dog in him for sure.
He does got that dog in him. But I see this thing bolting off the turn 4 wall. I'm like, how did it get there exactly? I'm so confused. And then it finally it dawns on me like it did everybody. And I am in just shambles.
I think I'm the only one who saw this in the moment.
No, you're not the only one because a few people got videos of it, which I'm like, damn, that someone got a video that was right around me.
I got a video of it in the moment. I think I was the only one who processed it immediately and was like, yeah, okay.
Were you expecting this somehow?
I it's Martinsville, so I'm always expected to be disappointed, and I was way too excited about Denny Hamlin making the Final Four. So
Yeah.
I was
But
expecting something to happen.
yeah, and
Not
then
quite that. I'll give it. I was. That was
yeah.
that wasn't on the bingo card, but it was like one of the options in the free space.
Okay.
I'll put it like that.
Fair enough. It's God, and then it
I
all
never
culminates.
tried that at Martinsville. I always sucked at Martinsville in NASCAR 2005. I ain't never tried that.
I'm gonna have to now.
Yeah.
But it all culminated. It didn't really sink in until I interviewed him and I hear him say, I grabbed fifth gear and I lost it. That was the funniest thing I had ever heard in my life. I grabbed fifth gear and went for it.
Here's the thing. He says he didn't plan that out. He didn't think about that. Yes, he did. How would he have known to grab fifth gear? There's no way on this earth. He did that too perfect. He tried that bitch in the sim. He had to have tried it in the sim. They do some. I was listening to DBC.
Why would he lie about that?
They do some wild shit in the sim.
Why would he lie about that though?
I have no clue why he lied about. Because Ross Chastain lies about everything. Let's be honest. He definitely lies about a lot of shit.
No, I think Ross just kind of lives in his own world a lot of times. I don't think he's lying. I think he just really lives.
We've caught him into lies. Doesn't matter. He tried that shit in the sim. He had to have tried it. I'm not talking about NASCAR 2005. Yeah, we all tried it in that.
It is entirely possible that they got on the radio and said we're 2 points out, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." Down the back straightaway, he goes, "Fuck it."
No, he literally asked going through 1 and 2. He's like, "Where are we at?" They were like 2 points out.
Yeah, and then on the back straightaway, he's just like,
"It was too. It was too perfect. He had to have been like, all right." Like he had to have known that this was an option.
He's like, this is the moment. I'm gonna try this thing.
Yeah, dude. I think what happened is he did it in the sim, just dicking around one day, and realized that it was 2 seconds faster. Mind you, he was 2 seconds faster than anyone else on the track that lap. He beat Kyle Larson's pole speed. He beat Jamie McMurray's track record at Martinsville by 1/10 of a second.
Yeah. With about 350 less horsepower.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
I mean, how fast was he going through the center of the corner?
I have no clue.
40? Buck 50?
Probably, maybe not that quick. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Dude, you look at the video, it looks sped up. I didn't believe it was real. I told you guys that I was like, there's no way. That's sped up.
Every time I watched it on the big screen, I was like, there's no fucking way that is real time. And then I got it on my phone and I was like, oh my God, no, that's exactly what it was.
It's just insane. Now, he did catch a backlash for it. There's a lot of debate. Joey Logano said we need to make a rule for it. That guys gain position by using the wall. I don't know how you really do that. Like I don't know how you police this.
Here's my thing about policing this. You just say you cannot do this at Martinsville.
Yeah.
Where else would this be viable?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. It's like it only works at Martinsville because the center of the corner speeds are so high or so low.
Yeah.
It might work at New Hampshire. It might.
Probably not because it's such a wider.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it's not going to work at Dover.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to work. It's definitely not working at Bristol.
No.
It hasn't worked at Darlington. It almost has, but it hasn't.
The corner's too long. Too long at Darlington.
It only will work at Martinsville. So, I mean, you got to determine whether you want to make this a rule or not. I mean, I don't know.
I think you have to.
I don't know that you do, because here's the thing. Let's be honest. It's a 1 in a million shot that works. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's 1 in a million.
Okay. It is a small chance that this works every time.
Here's the thing is if we don't make a rule on this, I could see 15 guys deciding on the last lap that we need to do this.
I said after the race. I said after the race, if the leader's gonna have to do it defensively on the last lap in the spring, and I don't.
And with the gate there and everything, that could definitely be a problem. If
everybody's
that many
talking
guys,
about the gate, I don't know.
Well, if 15 guys did that, it could definitely be a problem.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's I don't even know how to what you do. I don't know what rule you make, how you police it. Like
here's the thing.
I've been thinking about that all day. I can't think of anything.
I've been thinking about it since last night. I came home and watched David's video on it, and I've been thinking about it.
That was your first mistake.
I thought his take was solid, actually.
I didn't watch it.
He said it was, well, first of all, he said it was awesome, but it needs to not happen again, and then explain why.
I think that's a lot of everyone's reaction. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing is you can make the rule that you can't hit the wall on the outside at Martinsville and make a pass. And it would work because other than doing that, running that high at Martinsville in the corner is not viable.
Yeah. I mean, I think here's my opinion. I think there needs to be no rule until it happens again. Because
why wait?
Because I don't know if anyone's crazy enough to do this again. Ross Chastain,
it's just been shown it works, or it can work.
I think a lot of drivers know it's a fat chance it works again. Like I cannot, I don't, it doesn't work. It's not going to work anywhere else.
If they don't make a rule on this, guys will go and watch the film of this and take the data and dissect it. And they will be able to do this.
Try it in the sim.
They will try it in the sim 100 times. They will get it down to a T, and we will see it far too often if it's not a rule made. Everything in this racing series.
I low key want to see it again. Here's the thing. I kind of want to see it again because I know at that point, people will kind of know what they're doing, and I just want to see it. I just want to see it one more time.
I'm just kind of wondering if Kyle Larson's reaction to this is knowing the fact that he would have won the race if he'd have done that.
Yeah, because Kyle Larson called it embarrassing, and he said that he was embarrassed that he did it at Darlington. Dude, I'm sorry. One, it's hypocritical as fuck that you call it embarrassing.
I don't think it's hypocritical if he says he's embarrassed that he started it.
He would not have been embarrassed if he won that damn race. I'm sorry. There ain't no way on God's green earth, on Corey Taylor's green earth, that Kyle Larson would have said tonight or last night, I was embarrassed of doing that if he had won that race. It's real easy to say it when he doesn't win the race.
Yeah.
You can't tell me otherwise. L take.
No, I agree. And
here's why it's not embarrassing for the sport, because for the simple fact that it definitely was not embarrassing for the sport. Ross Chastain gained doubled his Twitter followers. They were talking about this on NFL. It was number one on SportsCenter. The exposure for the sport is incredible coming from this.
This has gotten everywhere.
Dude, I cannot wait to see the ratings after Phoenix. Yep. Because I think they're going to be the highest they've been in probably 10 years. Now, you're going to hate what I'm about to say. This validates the playoffs.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
100% validates the playoffs for NASCAR.
For NASCAR, yes.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe not for everybody else. For NASCAR, 100% valid. This is Christopher Bell winning is what they wanted to have happen. Ross Chastain winning was the icing on the cake and a blowjob. That's what that was.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%.
Dude, I'm giddy thinking about it. It was wild. It was what NASCAR wanted. Yeah. They dreamed up these playoffs, and I bet you they're sitting around smoking cigars, thinking, what if someone just fucking rode the wall and won the damn race or made the playoffs? Wouldn't that be cool? Someone said that back in 2013.
Yeah.
And here we are today talking about it. Two assholes talking about it on YouTube and Spotify and Apple. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify and Apple. Leave a rating. Leave a comment on YouTube.
Please
Follow
do.
us on everything else.
But this is it does not matter what happens next week. This is never going away.
Yeah. You know how many, like, everyone's talking about this, and no one's talking about the fact that it didn't matter whether he did it or not.
Yeah.
Because Brad got DQ'd.
That is unfortunate.
Which, here's the thing. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, technically it didn't matter whether he did it or not. In the moment, it separated Ross Chastain from the rest of the field. Because...
That, and honestly, I don't think if that doesn't happen, I don't think they DQ Brad, because then that would have changed the outcome, and I don't think they would have wanted to do that.
That's fair too. I mean, it just shows Ross Chastain, as much shit as everybody's given him, called him a dumbass for all the shenanigans he's pulled. Me and you, no different. It showed some drivers just have a knack, and some drivers have that split-second thinking, even though he totally planned this. That
he still had to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That had the balls to do it and executed. Not many people. There's a 1% in this sport that's ever been in 75 years that thinks about it, is willing to do it, actually does it, and makes it work.